So check this out. Something you do not see every day. So we're down here at Chris Lakehook's in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and this is a car I worked on a long time ago. This is actually an '84 Riviera Turbo. Now the crazy thing, according to Chris, and I believe him, they only made like 47 of these in '84. I think's what he said. I know between '84 and '85 there's like 90 something, there's less than 100. So here you go. It's a hot air system, front wheel drive, and what a pain this thing was. So Chris had bought this, had a lot of issues, and very rare, obviously. And he saw my videos and wanted to bring it down, and he shipped it to me, and we fixed everything. Had to change the pump for the air leveling in the rear. That exhaust manifold, which is tube, I had to remove it and weld a section in that because it was rotted. Man, tuned it up, put a master cylinder on it. What those are, so the factory harness there and vac line is supposed to go to a boost gauge, and it's 2-stage, and we couldn't find it, so I made a jumper harness there, 2 different boost gauges or sensors there, switches, because in the dash there's a 2 lights. There's a yellow and a red, so when you reach, I think I've got it set at like 5 pounds of boost, the yellow light comes on, and when it hits like 10, the red light comes on. But if we ever find the original, we can just unplug the harness to vac line, put it on the firewall, plugs right up, nothing's damaged. So did all that, and I'll show you this. So this car is actually touch climate controls. Of course, we had to pull the seats and get them working because the driver's side had a problem. The dash has been out of this car to fix all the climate. So you'll see here, there's your dash, and right there the turbo power. One of these is yellow, one's red, so those work off the switches. Here's your steering wheel. Check that out, turbo wheel. So the climate didn't work on this. We had the dash out and found the issues, and I'll show you what we had to do to fix it. So we actually had, they had purchased a parts car that had the 307 Olds motor, and it had all the touch climate stuff. Now the problem is these are all electronic little servos with contact plates in there, and they went bad, so everything in the dash was the same on all the touchscreen cars, the control, everything. The heater control valve is different. We couldn't find one for this car. So we ended up finding a new old stock 307 Olds motor, took the electronic part, cut the threaded portion off the Olds motor that goes in the back of the intake, and flared it, found heater hoses. I think the heater hoses on this are like for a 2000 Cummins Dodge, is the bends worked. So we actually, there's the electronic servo and board. You can see the heater control valve, and obviously the heater hoses have to snake behind the turbo there. So there's that. The AC didn't work. We checked the system and it had leaking adapters, so we put the adapters on it and charged her up, and man, AC works. First year for the sequential port, first year for distributorless ignition, and it's wild because the routing on that pack's different from the others. I found that out. You can kind of see how the manifolds are the tube like headers. Give you an idea what I was up against on the other side. So, interesting car. Very interesting car. And the transmission had an issue, and all it was a failed lockup solenoid. So I was able to fix that just by pulling the pan. So it's got a 325 4L automatic. Differentials hidden down in the front like an Eldorado or Tornado. Of course, these are a smaller chassis, you know, in these years, but wild car. So if you've never seen one, they did make them, and I believe it was 47 in 84 and 51 or something like that in 85. So the top's supposed to be white. Somebody before he bought it had that interior color one put on. So there you go. If you've never seen one, there she is. And I will tell you, trying to find the stuff to fix that climate control in these dashes is a bear. But we did it. Got it all working. Everything works on it. So there you go. There's your little walkthrough on the Turbo Riviera. So I'll do the Lincoln when they get back putting fuel in it, and we'll see what happens. Appreciate it.